Hi guys, what's up? Today I'm talking about contracts. I talk about them all the time in my Freelance Friday episodes, and this video will hopefully be short and sweet because there's not too much to say, but at the same time I feel like there's kind of like everything to say. If you're doing any kind of freelance work for somebody, you should have a contract. That's my personal opinion. So if you're gonna be a social media manager, if you're gonna be a video editor, if you're going to produce an event, if you're gonna do somebody's makeup, if you're gonna be an influencer, influencers I think overlook this all the freaking time, have some kind of a contract. At the end of the video, I'm gonna walk you guys through the tool that I use to create and send and sign my contracts. It's free, it's super easy, so stay tuned to the end because I'll do a little walkthrough of that. But yes, like you don't have to use a tool like that either. You can use like a Word doc or whatever your lawyer recommends, but I use a tool, it's super easy. So basically just know if somebody's paying you, or if you're expecting them to pay you, make sure you get a contract. That's point number one. Now, what exactly should you include in your contracts? That's something that I get all the time. Most important things I think that people forget. Number one, I mean, everybody knows the payment, like amount, like they know how much they want to get paid, but I think a lot of people forget to put in the payment timing. So are you going to get paid at the beginning before the project starts, or are you going to get paid in increments? Are you going to get paid per hour? Like, how is that going to work? For me personally, I always recommend that you get paid in the beginning for most things. I mean, some things it doesn't really make sense to, but like for social media, if you're going to sign on for a year-long contract, I prefer to get paid like at the first of the month, and we can just start our month from there, because it's one of those things like with a service, I could easily do someone's social media for a month and be like, okay, like it's the 31st, time to pay me, and then they don't pay me. So yeah, figure that out. Whatever you agree on is whatever you agree on, but make sure that you write it somewhere into that contract when that's gonna happen. Another thing that I think a lot of people forget about, this was a topic that came up in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in recently, is data storage. And this is a huge topic with GDPR happening recently and all of that, but like for social media managers, we create images for people, we publish images for people, we create videos, do all these kinds of things all the time. So what are we going to agree to store for people, and for how long? So I have clients that I worked with 2 years ago. If one of them came to me and asked me for a video that I published for them, I don't have it anymore. You know what I mean? So make sure that you agree on like retention periods and what exactly you're responsible for, or do you need to back things up? All of that stuff should be included if you are handling any type of assets, or especially if you're handling anything that's a secure type of thing, like any private type of paperwork, confidential information. All of that stuff should definitely be discussed. Another thing that I think a lot of people forget about is late fees. I put late fees in my contracts. Now, with that said, I don't think I've ever, okay, there was one time that I actually charged someone a late fee. Usually I won't actually charge them. It's more of like just a warning, if you will. I'm very flexible. I understand, I work with small businesses and personal brands. I understand that stuff comes up. I'm a small business and personal brand myself, so I get it. But I think it's really important to put that stuff in there, because I know, especially for influencers, being an influencer, I've gotten people who just do not care. For some reason, a lot of brands think that they're doing us a huge favor by working with us, without really realizing that it is a mutually beneficial relationship. And I think that because a lot of influencers tend to be very young, tend to not be so well versed in business, all that stuff, like a lot of companies do sort of not treat us the nicest sometimes. And so yeah, I've had a lot of brands try to pay me like 2 months after I do a project for them. And I'm like, no, see here in this contract what it says. And they're like, oh. So yeah, definitely make sure that you include when something is considered late and what the fee is going to be. And the tool that I'm going to show you actually shows how to do that. They automatically calculate those things for you. But I think I have like after 7 days, it's $50 or something like that. Or sometimes it's a percentage depending on what exactly the rate is and all of that. So I think those are the biggest things that I can think of that people often forget. But I'd love to know in the comments if you guys put anything in your contracts that I'm missing. Maybe you're in a different industry or do something different than I do, or might just have some other ideas. So let me know in the comments down below. And now I'm going to show you guys how to actually write a contract with Anco. This is kind of how I do a formal contract and a formal proposal. It's through a tool called Anco. So full disclaimer, I'm not giving out legal advice or anything like that, but this is co-created with Freelancers Union, so it is pretty legit, and I have loved using it. It's just a really simple, easy tool to use. You can do a proposal, you can do a contract, or you can do a proposal with a contract, and this basically gives them two different documents to sign off on, the proposal and the contract. I usually, like I said, my process is to go over the proposal with them in a nice, pretty deck, and then I'll just send them the contract. So that's what I'll show you. You guys can definitely explore these two options on your own. This is a free tool to use, but I'll just show you how to do the contract. So for the sake of this, I'm going to click new client. It will auto-populate your existing clients though as you start adding them in, which is nice if you need to go back and send them additional. I know I just had to do that with a client. I just had to send her an additional contract because we're doing a web design project and she signed on for social media. So new client, and I'm just gonna totally fake all of this. I'll just do my name, I guess. You can add additional details here if you have them. I definitely recommend you do, but if they're like a virtual client or personal, brand that doesn't have an office, you don't need to fill that out. And then, so you'll just type in your project name. So let's just say social media management. When it starts and ends. So I always try to choose my start dates to be on the 1st. So like if I had a client sign today, I would say, you know what, let's start your project on the 1st. So that will give me like a week's time to kind of prepare. If they really need you to start right away, you can, but I just like to bill on the 1st for everybody so it avoids confusion. And I don't like to get into prorated billing and all that. So let's say that this is a 6-month contract. So we'll go out until, what is that, May? So I'm going to bill monthly. You can choose different times there, and then you price by either a flat fee, a rate, milestones, or items. So I always just do a flat fee, and I just type in social monthly. And let's say that this is a $800 package. So it's going to be $800 a month. You can add another service. So if there's monthly social media management plus, web design plus advertising, whatever it is, you can do that there. If you require a deposit, you can put that amount there, or either the percentage or the amount. And then all of this stuff is editable. I can't say that. I don't even know if that is a real word, but you're able to edit all of this. So you can just click on edit, and you can really go wild with this, fix the, adjust the payment terms. I keep mine at about 15 days. I think late payment fee, you can change this to be a flat amount. Like if you want to do it for $50 or $20 versus a percentage. Project termination period, 7 days, cancellation fee, all of that stuff. Of course, I want you to look through this on your own. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to tell you what is right for you. So make sure that you read through all of this stuff and truly understand what this stuff means before you obviously sign off and send it. And then you can upload your logo here, look over everything, and then sign it. It's actually pretty easy. And if you click on sign, you can type it, or I've actually uploaded my signature, like a PDF of a PNG file of my signature. So it actually looks really nice and professional. And then once I click next, it will send it to the client for them to e-sign and review. And then it'll send us both a finished copy. So this tool is really awesome. All right, so that's it. I hope this video was helpful. Just remember to always do this when you're doing it. Please, please, please. It'll save you so much trouble. I always just recommend whenever you're going to sort of officially shake or do your virtual handshake or whatever, just say, oh yeah, I have this agreement that I'm gonna send over to you. And before you start doing any work, make sure that both parties have signed. That's my recommendation. I should probably say that this is not legal advice. This is just my personal experience. Definitely consult with a lawyer if you want to really get into the legalities of things. But this has just been successful for me and has worked for me. Leave me a thumbs up if it was helpful for you, and like I said, leave me a comment down below and let me know if I'm missing anything or if this was helpful for you. And lastly, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. I'd love it if you join the family. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Relaunch is packed with tons of new information as well as the old stuff that was in there before. Pricing and packages and working with your clients and building a great client relationship, wowing your customers and marketing yourself online. This is really everything that I learned over the years that it took me to set up my own business, and I truly hope that it's valuable to you.